Dear students, I welcome you all to the session. First, we will see what are the contents of this subject real analysis book. And mainly, the main part of this one is C, the number of credits. That is 6 credits for this subject. And these are the contents of unit number 1. And it deals with sets and elements, operations on sets, these all are very basics, then functions, mainly real valued functions, and the next year you will be dealing with complex analysis and where you will be studying complex valued functions. Next, equivalence, countability, and real numbers and some properties of real numbers we are going to see here. Then finally we will end up with what is called as a least upper bound and greatest lower bound. And this first unit is the basics we are going to learn, and throughout this subject real analysis 1 as well as real analysis 2 we will be using all the concepts from unit 1. So we cannot skip unit 1 and read unit 2. So there must be some continuous flow in the study. So unit 1 you have to complete, then you have to go to unit 2, then unit 3, unit 4 and unit 5. So you can't skip any unit and learn the other. So all the concepts are interlinked, and it is real analysis 2 which is on the next semester, that also completely depending on real analysis 1. So all the units are very important, and you can see the prescribed text is Methods of Real Analysis by Richard Goldberg. This is the main reference book, and you can also follow these reference books from the Central Library. Okay. These are the contents of unit 1. We are going to first start with sets and elements. Before that, we will see some basic concept about numbers. So what is a number? A number is a mathematical object used to count, measure and label. And you can use this Wikipedia. Here I given you the link. So you can read many basic concepts about numbers. And I don't want to go very deep, since here you can see only the definition. What is a number? You can see it is a mathematical object used to count, measure and label. And the numbers is totally, this is how they classify the numbers. So here, so overall we say this big circle we come as complex numbers. All the complex numbers are of this type, a plus I into b. This is the imaginary part. So root 3 is the imaginary part and 1 is the real part. And set of all numbers we say it as complex numbers. If suppose this imaginary part happens to be 0, then we get a subset that is called a set of all real numbers, which we are going to study in this year. That is, fully we are going to analyze only real numbers and the properties and everything. We are going to analyze this real numbers. So real numbers is clearly a subset of complex numbers, and still under real numbers we can subdivide into two major sets. One is rational numbers denoted by q, and another one is irrational number, that is the complement of q, qc or q dash. And see here, these are the complex you can see this e, root 2, pi, these are all irrational numbers. There's a definition is there for irrational numbers, we are going to see. And what is rational numbers? Rational numbers and irrational numbers are two disjoint sets which forms the real numbers. See, you can see like this. This real numbers, suppose this is a set of all real numbers, we use the symbol always script R. This is a symbol we use, and it is subdivided into two parts, two disjoint sets. One is rational number, the other one is the complement of this, that is irrational number. Okay, and the bigger set is complex numbers, just now we see, but in our subject we are going to discuss only real numbers, and this is a rational number, and numbers which are not rational we call it as irrational number. There are many definitions are there. We are going to see, simply we are going to see the definitions, and some important irrational numbers are there, that alone we will see. There are many irrational numbers. Mainly we are going to concentrate on E, pi, and that golden ratio is there, pi. Okay, these are the simplest of the not the simplest, these are the some famous irrational numbers we are going to see, and their meaning and their definitions. And what is rational numbers? Any number that is written of the form p by q, a ratio like this, where p and q are integers and q is non-zero. Q is non-zero. Any real number, it is p and q are integers. Any real number is written of this format where q is non-zero, comes under rational numbers, will come inside this set. A real number which cannot be written in this form comes under irrational numbers. These are the examples. Okay, we are going to see the definitions. Now we are going to see the definitions of these things. These are all very basics, that's why we just see the definition alone. Complex numbers. What is a complex number? In mathematics, a complex number is a number that can be expressed in the form a plus ib, where a and b are real numbers and I is the symbol called as imaginary unit. And this is the relationship it satisfies. I square equals to minus 1. And all the basic concepts, if you want to study more deeply, you can refer this page where you can see the link given here. This is a Wikipedia link. You can see all the basics of complex numbers, but at present we are not going to use complex numbers and its properties. We will be dealing with in the next year under the subject complex analysis. Okay, now I already told you what is a rational number. Okay, so number which is not rational number, we call it as irrational number. So that is the definition of irrational number. In mathematics, an irrational number are real numbers which are not rational numbers. Irrational numbers cannot be expressed as the ratio of two integers, as I said before. It cannot be formed as a ratio. That is why it is called irrational. Number which is not rational is called irrational number. And there are a lot of definitions, and here incommensurable, that is a definition. What is that? If the ratio of length of two line segment is not an irrational number, the line segments are also described as incommensurable, because they can't share any measure that is in common. Suppose A and B are two real numbers. If the ratio is not a rational number, then it becomes an irrational number. At that time we say that A and B are the line segments. The ratio of the two line segments is an irrational number. The line segments are also described as incommensurable. And another one important irrational number we are going to discuss is this pi. You can see this pi. This is a symbol we use, and it is spelled as pi, pi. It's a Greek letter. Okay. So among the irrational numbers as the ratio pi, how this pi is formed? That is a ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. You can see here this pi. What is the circumference of a circle? 2 pi times radius by the diameter of the circle is 2r. So this is the circumference and this is the diameter of a circle. Then that ratio we get it what? It is what is pi, and we term that pi as irrational number. This is one of the famous irrational number, and the other one is the Euler's number E. There is many definition for this Euler's number. See here another one irrational number. This number is also known as the Euler's number, and it's what is the value? It is value is equal to 2.71828, and it goes on, it continues. So what is another definition of irrational number is its decimal part is non-recurring as well as non-terminating. That decimal point will not terminate, it will keep on going. Also there won't be any repetition of certain decimal numbers. Okay, non-repetitive as well as non-recurring as well as non-terminating expansions in the decimal part. That is also a definition of irrational number. See here, this is the number, we call it as Euler's number, and you can see this is characterized in many ways. This is, we are going to study in the later chapters, that this E is the limit of this sequence. What is the sequence here? 1 plus 1 by n power n, and this sequence approaches this real number. What is that? E, that irrational number, when n tends to infinity. We are going to prove it after we study sequences. And next, it is also an expression that arises in the study of compound interest, that you can see, learn the concepts later. It can also be calculated as sum of the infinite series. This is one infinite series is there. This infinite series converges to this irrational number 2.71825, that is E. So there are a lot of explanation for this E. You can see here, see how is the expansion. We are writing only few decimal parts, we are writing up to this. See here, it is non-terminating, it goes on, and also it's non-repetitive. See this set of numbers is not repeated, and this is also, you can take it as the definition of irrational number. Okay, so this is another one irrational number. Then square root of 2. See here this diagram, square root of 2. You know this is a right angle triangle. The sides are of length 1 and 1. This hypotenuse, you know how we got it? Pythagoras theorem. So this value is root 2. That is also an irrational number. In fact, all the square roots of natural number are irrational number except for perfect squares. All the square root of a real number which are not perfect squares are irrational numbers. Not only root 2, root 3, root 5, root 9 we cannot tell it as irrational number because it is a perfect square. Root 9 we will get 3. So these are the very few famous irrational numbers. And another one, that is a golden ratio. That is also an irrational number. See here, what is the definition of golden ratio? In mathematics, two quantities are said to be in golden ratio if golden ratio if the ratio is same as the ratio of the sum of the larger two quantities. Just wait, is in golden ratio if their ratio is same as the ratio of their sum to the larger of the two quantities. See here, this is the golden ratio. We say that two real numbers are in golden ratio if, suppose you take any two real numbers A and B, with A is greater than B, A is bigger than B and B is greater than 0. If this is a thing, it follows, then if this condition is satisfied, then we say that the two real numbers are in a golden ratio, and that golden ratio, that real number is given by pi. It is a irrational number. See, suppose here among the two numbers A and B, suppose A is greater than 0. So what is the definition says? A by B must be equal to sum of a by b by the larger number. If this ratio, both the ratios are equal, then that ratio is called as a golden ratio, and it is an irrational number and is denoted by the Greek letter pi. And it is the solution of this equation x square minus x minus 1 equals to 0 with the value, this is the value of the golden ratio, 1.618033, that is 1 plus root 5 by 2, and this is the golden ratio. The golden ratio is also called as a golden mean or golden section, and other many names are there. You can see here, and here this is a golden rectangle. This, suppose you take one golden rectangle, see a golden rectangle with long side is A, this red color is a golden rectangle, and the short side is B, which is adjacent to a square, whose sides of length A produces a similar golden rectangle with a long side A plus B and short side A. See, they take one golden rectangle. Golden rectangle means it should satisfy this condition. Okay, this A and B should satisfy that condition. Then they create another golden rectangle. See what is that is? You create one square adjacent to this golden rectangle with the side length A, and now what they say is this big one, this one, this is also a golden rectangle with the long side A plus B and short side A. So this is how they illustrate with this example what is the meaning of golden ratio. So this is also an irrational number, and it is denoted by this quantity 1 plus root 5 by 2. So irrational numbers, these are the famous numbers, and this is enough, I think. If you want, you can refer to this link and have more knowledge about this irrational numbers and other concepts. Okay. So we just studied now about the basics of numbers and what are the different numbers and what are the relationships and some basic concepts. Okay.